right. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay today. I was stuck in a webinar conference. I was telling a little bit earlier. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. And can you see my screen that I'm sharing, the student resource summary writing?
Yes, again.
Okay, thank you. So I was telling when I first came in, it won't be a long session today. Really, I just want to finish and make sure that everybody's on the same page about summary writing, even just by the sections. And then I'm going to send you on your way because I have posted an activity on Kehas Learn. It's like a virtual lesson with an introduction to cave art video. The video is only 3 minutes long or something. And I've also posted chapter 2, which I'll briefly touch on after the summary writing. So really, I think that the first thing, well, yeah, I guess the first thing I'll ask is about the homework, which was you had to do an online component about citation and referencing. So can anybody tell me what does documenting mean? This was a question that you had to think about in your homework, your graded homework. What does documenting mean? That's okay. Hi, Arya. Showing the source. Okay. When or what must you document to support with citations, reference, etc.? Okay, good, Akin. So when and what do we document?
For example, the ideas that are not ours.
Okay. So where would you use this, for example, in a text message? In this class, where do you think you're going to use this? Yes, okay, good. So we do writing in this class. Yes, exactly. When you write an essay, that is what I was looking for. So yes, you have a shorter essay and a longer final essay, which is a process writing essay in this class. And you also have a speaking, you have an individual presentation. So in all of these major assessments, anytime you do research, anytime you're summarizing, paraphrasing, using the ideas of others, you always have to give credit to the original writer or speaker. And so in that, how to write a summary student resource that I posted last week, you can see lots of different charts and tables with different language that you can use. Like as Kit Meshamura states in his article about three questions not to ask about art and 4 to ask instead, he argues so you can either speak that or you can use that in writing. And so what we did in our last session together is we tried to do some breakout rooms and write finish finish the summary, basically. So I gave you the beginning of the summary that we wrote for you that had the citation, right, with the title of the article, the name of the author, the year of the article, gave the overview statement, what is the article about, how does the article start, right, the first question that the author discusses. And so pay attention, remember we also talked about the summary success criteria, right? So the summary has to be shorter than the original, has to have the same meaning as the original, contains an overview statement of the text as a whole, only main ideas, no unnecessary details. So, you know, if you started, if the summary included, you know, the very specific example of the Russian artist staying in a doghouse for 2 weeks to understand what it's like to be a dog, this is something that's too specific to include in a summary. So when we review these student examples, we might come across some of that, and that's the kind of feedback that that we should be giving. We want to make sure the summary is in your own words, so paraphrasing, that's why we practice that in this class. You need to use language that's appropriate for a summary. So if you look in where we started here, in his essay, okay, we are constantly referring to the author. The first question that the author discusses, in this section, he argues, according to him, and it's all the way through. So we need to keep that in mind when we're, you know, considering these kind of success criteria for a successful summary. And then the last point, of course, is remaining neutral, not including your own opinion. And if you do not use language appropriate for a summary, for example, if you don't use reported speech, if you're not crediting the author, that means that number 7 you cannot check, because we don't know if it's neutral or not, because we don't know whose idea it is if you're not reporting it properly. Okay, so what I'd like to do is, let's see, how many people do we have here? "23 people, okay. Okay, so you can access this from the course page, this student resource, under week 3. I have posted it there. So if you can, on the course page, open up this document, the student resource in class summary writing. And I'm going to send you into breakout rooms. You're just going to grade one of them, because there's 6 examples here. Okay. I will split you into breakout rooms, and then I will tell you in each breakout room which one you're going to grade. And the grading is according to this checklist of 7 items. Does this summary meet the success criteria for writing an effective summary? So in your breakout room, you're going to discuss the example that I assign you based on the document. So does anybody not have access to the course page? Okay, then. Let me send you into breakout rooms. Okay, so since there's 6 examples, I'm going to put you into 6 breakout rooms. So there should be about 3 to 4 people per room. So you're going to discuss. I will come into your breakout room and tell you which example you're going to discuss. And then we will meet back together in the main room, and somebody from your group should explain the example and reasons why, you know, you couldn't check all the things off on the list, or all the things that you liked about it or that they did good. So I'm gonna split you now, and then I will check in. Hello. Resume recording. Okay. Okay, let's hear from the first group. And before we get started, I just want to, you know, remind you, I don't know if it clicked for any of you, but these are all of these examples are examples from our class. So if you it was either, you know, group produced or people emailed me individually, so they're all anonymous. This is meant to, you know, help you, like, it's a bonus basically for you. If you do the homework, you send me samples, I use them in class anonymously, and you immediately get feedback not only from me but also from your peers, which in the long run helps you improve your writing, and also, you know, with your grade, which I know is what most of you are most interested in anyways. So just, you know, keep in mind that these are examples of your classmates that you're evaluating. So be kind. And just stick with the success criteria, and somebody from your group should be able to explain, you know, what do you mean, like, what do you mean when you say there's no overview statement, like what's wrong with it, or what do you mean it's missing this, or what do you like about it, for example. I'd like to hear maybe one thing also that you like about the summary. Okay. So we started here. So the first couple examples, the first three, are basically a continuation of what we had started. And then the second set of examples were full summaries that people emailed me. So whether they produced it with other classmates or on their own, these were examples that were sent to my email directly. So let's hear from the first group, 1A. What do you think? Who was in the first group? Who evaluated example 1A? Okay. Okay, if you have a microphone, I would prefer if you speak. If your microphone is broken, then I can't do anything. But there was 3 or 4 of you in each room, so somebody from the group should have a working microphone. So who was in group 1A? There was Ilke, and who else? Who else was in the first group? Yes, okay. Simgejan, Ilke, and Elena. Okay. Do any of your microphones work? Can you talk to us? So Ilke says, everything is good except for number 3. Is that accurate? And Gökberg, you were in the first group, okay. So what do you have to say about this first example here? Talk to us. Can you hear me okay? Is there a bad connection? Okay, there's something. Okay, so no mention of the year. No other issues? Did anybody else look at example 1A? Does any other group have any comments about example 1A? Okay, Gökberg, so what do you mean about 4 and 7? Yes, they achieved these, or no, they did not achieve these? Okay, Hudenur, you have the right to remain anonymous if you'd like, but I think it's okay. It is shorter than the original, the language is appropriate, formal. Okay, what about the meaning? Do you think she kept the meaning from the original? Would you understand from this summary what the original article is about? Yes? Okay. Any other comments from anybody else? Any other groups that looked at 1A? Anything you'd like to add? Okay. So yeah, I think in general, my comments about this, I think this is a nice finish to the summary that was started up here. One thing I will say is that when you name the author, so if this is a continuation from the introduction, right? We have the author's full name here, the author Kit Meshemuir, okay? So then if you were continuing, it's kind of like a proper noun versus a pronoun. So as you continue through a summary, what you can do instead of saying the author Kit Meshemuir, the author Kit Meshemuir, you know, it's like making him sound very kingly. The one and only author Kit Meshemuir. What we can do here is we can say just the last name. You can give the author's last name when you continue. So the first time you would you might say the full name as you introduce the title and the author. But then when you continue through, and this is the same thing for the article. So if you are continuing to refer to the same article, now I'm talking about maybe an essay that uses more than one article, you don't need to name the article every time. You just put the last name of the author, and then you would put the year, which, as was mentioned, we missed it here. So I think we'll just make a note here. So we're missing the year. That's like not such a big mistake. So pretty good job, Hudanur. So that's my general comments about these. So let's take a look at who was the group that looked at 1B.
That was us.
Okay. Anybody want to share your comments about 1B?
We think except 7, it's okay. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Is there anything that you liked about it or that you would change about it?
I like the reported speech ones, like from author. And except I as I said, we don't think 7 is okay with this summary, because it says because art becomes meaningful. I think that sentence is not an objective sentence. Because of that, we say 7 is not okay. So
okay,
that's all.
How could we make that sentence more neutral?
Like in this sentence or generally? General.
Let's keep it in context of this summary. So there's something really small that we can do to keep this sentence neutral.
We can use a different word, like I don't know, because art becomes more functional, maybe.
Okay. So I'm just looking at the last, and the meaning might well begin to unfurl. Yeah, I think they took it from the very last line here. You'll prize open a can full of even more questions, and the meaning might well begin to unfurl from the emperor's robes. That's the exact text. So actually the only thing, because I don't think it changes the meaning of the original text, my only suggestion would to be, because
becomes more maybe understandable. It's a neutral word, I think.
Yeah, this is more focused on the original meaning. Okay, so because more understandable when you ask these questions. And you just pay attention, like there's, already in this sentence, so they used the semicolon here. So it's technically in the same sentence. They already have the reported speech. The author said that. So that's a tool of keeping it neutral. But yeah, I think the word change from meaning to understanding or understandable would be more accurate. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments from anybody on example 1B, excuse me? Okay. Then who examined 1C? Which group?
We did.
Okay. Let's hear from you then.
Okay. Well, we liked it overall, but we thought it could be shorter.
Okay.
It has the same meaning as the original. There were no subjective ideas. The usage of language was appropriate for a summary.
Okay.
That's all we discussed, actually.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's all you were supposed to discuss. So
Yeah.
the thing is, I wanted to do the breakout rooms because I didn't want to make every single person look over every single example. So I thought it would be more productive to have small groups talk about 1 or 2 examples. And also this gives an opportunity for the people who did take the time to turn in homework for feedback, that they also get some feedback in class. I will also repost this with the notes from our session. So, okay, so generally we have good reported speech. They included the questions, talked about how it ended, which will reveal the meaning of the artwork. Yes, it's okay, I think. So the general comment was it could be shorter, and the main idea of the article should be included.
Yes, that's all.
Yeah, I think that's because this was a continuation. These first
We also discussed that part. We weren't sure if it was continuing from the start.
Yeah. These first 3 examples were ones where people picked up from where we left off from the first session. Okay, so in that context, then I think it's pretty good.
Yes, that's all.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks for the comments, Öykü and Ekin. So for example 2A, who had 2A? This is a full summary. I guess this was breakout room 4, I believe. Are you with us? Example 2A, who examined and graded 2A? Okay. Yes, Hudanur, you are right. So we are missing the author and source information. Okay, what else? Who else is in your group? Hudanur, and who else was in your group? Anybody else following along? Feel free to also, you can share comments if you are looking at it. 2, I think it does not include unnecessary details. Özlem, do you mean that it does include unnecessary details or it doesn't? Well, I can see something very clear to me that's missing, something very obvious that's missing throughout this summary. Does anybody else spot it? I'm thinking about number 6, the point number 6. There's something really necessary missing throughout the whole summary. Any ideas? Yes. Okay. So think about it. This is a full summary, right? So it's not a continuation from here. This is a full summary that somebody sent for the article. So we have no idea. It's okay, Özlem. So we just, first and foremost, we always have to start with the citation. What are you summarizing? Where are you getting these ideas from? Because then we can understand, oh, okay, we're reading a summary of somebody else's ideas or a paraphrase of somebody else's ideas. It's not the person who wrote this. So here, the way that this starts out, it is difficult to understand what art explains to us, and if we start questioning things when we look at a work of art. So this has the idea from the article, but it just looks like it's the start of an essay or an article by whoever wrote this. So it has to be clear where this comes from. And then there are some ordering of the details from the article that might be a little bit too specific, thinking about how does the article start, then what happens after that, what happens, then how does it end, and the summary, it doesn't have to be very long. And then here, this, according to Australian artist Terry Smith, this is a little bit confusing because since there's no author put in the first place, it's unclear who Terry Smith is, if this is the author of the original article or if this is a specialist that you found in research or something. So it just has to be clear. So I would say number 1, it's shorter than the original. Yes, okay, this is good. Number 2 has the same meaning as the original. Kind of. Like, we can clearly see there are ideas from the original text. However, due to the lack of reported speech, the citation, author tags, and then the, not deciphering between main ideas and specific details, it is difficult to say whether it has the same meaning as the original or not. So I would say there are some key things missing from this summary, but the length is okay. And some of the ideas are there. It's just it needs some of the really necessary things like the reported speech, the citation, and remaining neutral. You need that stuff to remain neutral. Okay. Let's take a look. We just have 10 minutes left. So who was in the group evaluating number 2B?
Hi.
Hi.
I think it's shorter than the original, yes. But I'm not sure of number 6 and 7 because we couldn't tell if some of the sentences were objective. We couldn't tell if some of the sentences were the author's opinions or the one who wrote it.
Okay. Can you give an example?
Let's see, wait. I guess art change with ideas instead of looking like other things.
Okay, I
That
see it.
sentence.
Okay. So missing reported speech here or an author tag makes it unclear whose idea it is.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, yeah, paraphrasing. Yeah, so this, as you can see, the citation, reported speech, author tags, and then, remaining neutral and paraphrasing, these are all tied together. So like making one, major, having one major issue definitely has a trickle down effect to the other issues. So these are the kinds of things that we evaluate in a peer setting because it's easy to catch once you know what you're looking for. Okay, thank you, Saeed. Okay, let's look at the last one then. Who evaluated 2C?
We did.
Okay, go ahead.
As group 6, we decided this summary doesn't meet the criteria 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
It is shorter than the original and it has the same meaning, but the overview statement doesn't include the author's last name or any kind of source. It is an criteria 4. It is more than main ideas, and we think it is a little bit more detailed than it should be. And for criteria 5, the author who write this summary could use more paraphrasing with giving credit to author and the article. And about criteria 7, it is actually neutral, but because of paraphrasing is missing in the text, it looked like it is not.
Okay. All right, so it's shorter than the original, so this is a good thing. As far as number 2 has the same meaning as the original, I think we can say yes, they kept like the main ideas. However, as you said, those main ideas kind of get lost in all of the specific details that they transferred into the summary. And then yes, of course, they need to, the overview statement needs the author and source information, citation. And again, here, according to Australian artist Terry Smith, so if you're going to like mention another person in the article, so for example, one of the articles in chapter 2 is an article about a report that's put out by a medical school. So if you're going to mention another author within an article or another speaker, you want to say something like, according to Australian artist Terry Smith. So instead of being so specific about that, what you can do is, can say, according to an artist mentioned, or another artist mentioned in the article, and then you can generalize the example a little bit more. Okay, so trying not to be so specific about every single example. You're not going to be able to take every single example over anyways. Okay. Okay, good. Any questions about these student examples? Or if you see yours up here and you have some questions, you can definitely message me. I mean, you can email me. We can have a private chat about it, or we can do office hours. Okay, sorry, I was just looking in the chat. So if there are no questions, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Like I said, I will upload this for you. And I'm going to make this available. Okay, so if you look on the main page for our course under week 3, I just made the homework available. Like I said, it's a short video virtual lesson with some questions. You can also see the questions and the activity in this chapter 2, prehistoric art, which is also posted to our course page here. If you open, or when you open chapter 2, okay. So when you open chapter 2 here, just before we go, you can see now we are in prehistoric art. So we're talking about things like cave art, the beginning of images, the beginning of language, for example. So the activity that you're doing is this first activity here, Introduction to Cave Art 101. So that's the homework that's due before class on Thursday. So all of these are put into an online lesson for you. So if you want to view the questions beforehand, they're here, but everything is in the lesson on KHAS Learn. You can also skip ahead and take a look if you're interested to see the readings that we're going to get into next week. But on Thursday when we meet, we're going to just talk a little bit about this documentary we're going to watch. I will assign the documentary as homework. And then on next Tuesday, we will have a graded activity in class regarding this documentary. So if you would like to get a head start on watching it and answering some of the questions, you're welcome to. I'm not going to tell you what the graded activity is ahead of time, but I can tell you that it will take up to, or it can take up to 30 minutes of our class time. And you should watch the documentary and fill out answers to the questions so that you're prepared for it. It can involve speaking, it could involve writing, it could involve both. So just be prepared, make sure to watch the documentary, understand the questions, the arguments, and be prepared to come to class for the graded activity next Tuesday. But for now, you can just do the homework that's listed under week 3 on KHAS Learn, and then I'll see you on Zoom here on Thursday at 4:30. And if you have any questions, I will hang out here for a few minutes. Otherwise, you're free to go. Thanks, Ilke. See you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye. See you.